Good morning. Welcome to weekly forecast of Nifty top 10 stocks and major indexes. Today we are going to discuss about the Nifty, Bank Nifty, Bitcoin, USDINR along with the top 10 stocks according to their weightages. So we'll begin with the gold. It's a daily chart. So we'll go to the hourly. The last week we discussed this, like here it was doing the structure that of the triangle or like a diameter pattern. So here it broke and went to the level of 2000. Now it went just above that and reversed for the time being. So what will be the next move for the gold for next week? Adding a fresh channel. So from now from this level of point, so it may go one up before it can go any further up because it is looking like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It may go for B for 2010 or 2030. If it is slower, then we may see one down before it can go any further up or further down. So that will be like a B wave of this upside moment. And for this smaller wave, from this point, it is something like V reversal and it's consolidating, and we may see one up before it can go any further up or further down. So I am staying in a buy for next week in case of gold to the level of 2010 or 2030. Okay, so stay in a buy for the next week, not to sell. Silver. Yeah, so we were expecting here if it is a slower form, it will go down, or else it will be going to go for upside. So now it is a slower form against this. Like this is a slower form against to this trend. But if that is the truth, something started from this point or this point, we need to consider. Now, by seeing this, we may see one triangle here that is like this. And if it is further down, it will be going to go for A, B, and C. Or else it may go one up before it can go any further downside. So in case of silver, look for the buy and sell only below 25 USD, or else stay for the buy for 26 and 27 USD. Crude oil. Earlier said like here it is a triangle. It may, if it is like consolidating, then it will come down, but it went upside. So we'll see a daily chart what it is selling. Remove everything now. From day one or day of this point, whenever it wherever it has crossed the level of 52 USD, now it is at the level of 100 USD. Okay, so now the overall structure again, like I'm removing everything and adding this channel from this bottom to this top. Fine. And from this angle, it is the fresh. So whatever the earlier trend, this was like from this level, if something has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it is consolidating. So it may spend some time here before it can go any further up or further down. If it is downside, then it will come for the B wave, or else we were going to see for one up before it can go any further down or further up. So in case of crude oil, I would suggest only sell below the 103, or else stay in a buy for at the level of 120 or something. So you may see some consolidation here before it can go any further up or further down. USDINR, as expected, it was like we were expecting it's a slower form, but it went straight to the upside. So now I'm removing everything and we'll add the fresh channel that is this, and from here it took support, you can see from this channel. So now you may see one up and down and up to match this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we may see that kind of a structure in case of USDINR. So stay in a buy for at least to the 78 and 77. Then it may come to the level of 76 again before it can go any further up. Or else this whole structure will be like A. This will be the B, and this will end of C. Then we may see one down before it can go any further up or further down. So here you may see some consolidation to upside in case of USDINR. Bitcoin. structurally hasn't changed much. As earlier we said, like here, if it is coming down and like going slow, then we may see one up before it can go any further up or further down. So I'm adding the fresh channels here. This is maybe a neutral triangle like structure or a triangle like structure it is doing. So by seeing this upside movement from the level of 38 to 42, this is a primary trend for me now. It is a secondary trend, that is a slower form. So we may see one up before it can go any further up or further down. So this will be like A, B, C, and D kind of a structure. After that, if it goes above that, we will be seeing further to the level of 51 and 52. But for the time being, we may see some consolidation before it can go any further up or further down. So here, if it is a slower correction to the downside, let's say to the level of 36 and 36, and even to the downside, that may be going to go for one up before it can go any further down. So here, in case of Bitcoin, I would suggest a stay in a buyer's perspective, not to sell. As because of this, if I see the whole structure, this will be like a ABC kind of a structure, or ABCDE. After triangle, we may see one up, that is to the level of 51 and 52 USD. Now Nifty. Here, when this structure was developing, we stayed like in a buy mode. We may see to the level of 17,800, but what happened, it is a sudden gap down and a consolidation that would give one more down to compare to this, like a ABC kind of a structure, and reversed immediately. So I would suggest this is a V kind of a structure or V reversal. If it is consolidating here, we may see one up before it can go any further down or further up. So I would suggest to stay in a buy in case of Nifty, not to sell, whatever may be the situation of war or something. But here, if I see the structure, if it is going above this, that is for 16,750, we may see one up before it can go any further up. But if it is going below the 16,400, we may see some consolidation before it can go any further up. So this will be the ultimate one. Ultimately, it would go to this target before it can go any further down. But if it is going down and touching the level of downside, then we may see reversal after some time. So this will be the upper side. So we may see the level of 18,000 something, or from this down, if it is this is the low, then we may see 15,600. So in between these two areas, the price of the March May option may trigger, that is for 18,600 and 15,600. In between these two areas, the Nifty may close. Bank Nifty. So earlier said here, if it is going to upside, that will be A, B, C, D, E, kind of a head and shoulder. Then it may come to the level of C, but it directly came down. So I just added the fresh channel here. This is a channeling is a basic stuff. If you want to know how to draw the channels rightly, you may follow the video of our channel, that is how to draw the right way to the right way of channeling. So we may see that technique that may help you. Okay, so I may add that is video in description box too. So here, the similar structure that of the Nifty may be like this is A and B is going on, and C will be there for upside. Okay, this is the structure. Okay, we may see one up before it can go any further down or further up. So we may see a little bit slower, or we may see some faster one. But if it is going very slow, then we may touch the low once again before it can go any further up or further down. So look for buy in case of Bank Nifty 2, not to sell. Now individual stocks. HDFC, we suggested to stay in a sell. You can see like if it is opening below this, we may see one down. So that has happened. So I'm just adding the fresh channels here. So it went inside below the channel, and you can see the beauty. If whenever it crosses inside the channel and crossed in lesser time, this is a confirmation that this will be the SL. So it may go towards this channel first, and if it further breaks up, we will be seeing 2,500 or even further to the level of 2,600 in case of HDFC. And what about HDFC Bank? So in HDFC, stay in a buy mode. And HDFC Bank also similar. It went inside the below the channel and reversed immediately. Now, if it is consolidating, that's a good sign. So we may see one up before it can go any further down. So look for the buy in case of HDFC Bank too, and even in HDFC. So above this will be the good sign of buy of 1420 to the level of 1490 or 1480. Understand any level? It is just below the channel, so we may see some down, or else like if it is coming down, then this whole structure will be like A and B. We will be seeing for the C, that is for 2200. So look for buy, not to sell. ICICI similarly, like it has crossed just below that and from reverse from there. Now if you want to buy above the 701 level towards this 800, or else we may see some consolidation. And selling here is may not be appropriate here because it is a slower form of downside and it may go one up before it can go any further down. So this will be my proper channel. So it is inside the structure. Sell only below 640, or else you may see one up before it can go any further down or further up. Infosys, it was like a triangle. We said at least it will be going to go for 1840 or something. This see the beauty of the structures, because the whole Nifty and Bank Nifty was downside, but this structure was performing kind of A, B, and C. It may go to the 80% or to the 61%. So I'm adding the Fibonacci here. This is a downside. So 61% already done, that is of 1843. And if it is consolidating a little bit, we may see further up to the level of 1886 and further. But if it is going below this 1800, we may see some consolidation or to the downside for 1770. So look for buy, not to sell. ITC asked for the buy, so stay in a buy. So it may go towards the 230 and 240, and the overall structure is for the buy only, like this, and we may see one up before it can go any further downside. So look for the buy, not to sell. Look for the buy in case of ITC. Kotak, similar structure, nothing has changed. It went a little bit down, but it went below this, but we may see one up before it can go any further up or further down. So 2000 may come in case of Kotak. So look for buy, not to sell. L&T, similar structure, like C is a slower form, A, B, and C, slower form. So once it crosses this trend line and hit the level, we may see one up before it can go any further up or further down. That is 2160. So look for buy, not to sell. Reliance, similar. I said like here, if it is coming down, then reverses from there or exactly to the channel, and the reversal is sharper. So in that way, in case of Reliance, we may see one more up before it can go any further down or further up. So here we may see this. That is for the level of 2600 or 2500. Look for buy, not to sell. TCS. Yeah, this is like upside, and we may see one down before it can go any further up or further down, because this overall structure is like a B and this is a C, and we may see one more down before it can go any further up or further down. If it is like a triangular structure, let's say ABC, kind of a structure ABC, then this is only ABC, and now this will be ABC. Getting my point? So whenever it is crossing in time, we may see one up, but if it is not, and if it is not crossing the channel and consolidating there, so we may see one down before it can go further up or further down. Okay, look for slightly sell and then buy only after confirmation in case of TCS. And Bajaj Finance. Okay. So here again, like a similar structure, A, B, and C. Now it is reversing, so it may go to the 61%, that is for 7240, and 80% visually I'm saying 7690. So look for buy, not to sell in case of Bajaj Finance. So it may go towards the level of 7800. This video is made only for the educational purpose. If you find useful, please do share among your friends and family members, and follow your experts' advice before taking any financial or trading decisions. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.